Just finished day 4 of Celebrity Rehab. So basically my first week is done. I made it through week 1, and today was a very heavy day. It didn't start out like that. We started out with some, what do you call this? I want to get the name right. Let me get my myofascial movement in group. It was group stuff today. And so it was like a lot of like the foam rollers and those little balls. And we were just rolling all of the tension out of our bodies. And it was kind of painful, but like it made me realize like how much tension I was carrying in my body. So afterwards, it was like 1 hour of rolling out all of the different parts of our body, and I was like enjoying myself while doing it because I really needed it. Made me realize I need a massage too. But then after we were done, I started to feel really anxious. It was almost as if like rolling the tension out of my body brought to the forefront like all of the anxiety in my body. But before that, I had to come in early so I could have an appointment with the psychiatrist to talk about just like maybe starting a new sleep medication, one that's not like a permanent one, but just something to help me fall asleep at night, because I really have been struggling. I've been going to sleep earlier. Like I go to sleep at like 2-3 a.m. except for yesterday. Yesterday I went to sleep at 5 a.m. and I had to be there at 10 a.m. this morning. But I have been going to sleep earlier, but it's just really hard to like, even when I'm exhausted, my body would not let me go to sleep. So the psychiatrist thinks that I may have sleep apnea, so I might get sent in to do a sleep study in the near future. But right now we're not worrying about that. We're just worrying about getting me on a medication that doesn't make me feel groggy or like a zombie during the day. And I really like the psychiatrist. He gives like Jeff Goldblum vibes, and he like actually listens to me, and as someone that has had to advocate for myself medically since I was like 18, 19, the rarity of getting a psychiatrist or a doctor that actually fucking listens to you and doesn't think that they know what's best for you better than you do. Like in a sense, like yes, doctors know medications and all that, but you don't know my body. I know what's working for me and what's not. And if I'm telling you that this isn't working for me, like for example with my doctor in Yellowknife, I was on Vyvanse for so fucking long, and I kept telling, I don't want to call that lady out of her name, but I kept telling her that this is not working for me. It's making me anxious and it's making me itchy under my skin. And instead of switching me medications, she would just keep switching the dosages, even though it was not working. And then when it came to the sleep medication, she'd just be like, okay, just stop it. Okay, go back on it. Okay, so and it was like, do you care about what I'm saying? All you're worried about is putting me on a medication that I could potentially get addicted to. I don't come from a history. I don't get addicted to pills. Okay? I just want to be able to go throughout my day without feeling like I'm being hunted for sport. And she was really just treating me like I was a fucking addict and not listening to what I needed. And she was kind of just a bitch. So having a psychiatrist that actually does listen to me and like works with me to get me what I need and isn't coming from a place of like, but you're gonna be addicted. You're gonna be addicted. It's very refreshing, and it also makes me feel more at ease about asking for what I want and need. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, but then after what is this called again? Myofascial group, I started to feel really anxious. And so we had started some in vivo group therapy, and I was sitting there And my anxiety was just growing and growing until I felt like I was having a panic attack. I just started having a panic attack. But I was like, oh, I don't want to disrupt the group, so I'm just gonna, try and ride it out. And I'm trying to practice being non-judgmental about having a panic attack and having these anxious thoughts. And I was trying like all of the tools that I know. I tried sucking on sour candy. I tried putting cold water bottles to my face. I tried breathing, but no matter what I did, like the anxiety was just growing. And it was like I didn't even know what this panic attack was about or what I was anxious about, and that was kind of frustrating me. And so after a while I just like left the room, and I was like proud of myself because I was like, I'm gonna go see if I can find somebody to help me. I don't know how they're gonna help me. Like, you obviously can't just take the anxiety away. I really just wanted to leave. But before that, I was like, let me see if I can just talk to somebody. So I went to the front, and the owner was there. And she was like, how can I help you? And I was like, I think I'm having a panic attack. I don't know why. And she just sprung into action. And so she brought me to like one of the treatment rooms, set me up in a chair. She got me a weighted blanket and was like, do you like need me to like change the music, put on a different music? You want the door open or closed? And it was just like very, very much on. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting that. And so she was like, okay, you stay here, get comfortable. She dimmed the lights, and she was like, I'm gonna go find one of the clinicians to come in and check up on you. And so I'm there with my weighted blanket on me, laying on the chair in the dark. And my anxiety is just like increasing more. And I'm just like trying to be nice to myself, but I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I feel like I'm about to have a heart attack, and like nothing has happened, And so then she went and got one of the clinicians. She went and got my occupational therapist, which I kind of felt bad because she was the one teaching the in vivo class. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm disrupting the sessions by her being here. And she was like, do you want me to ask one of the other clinicians working here if they can go upstairs and get the dog that works in the physiotherapy place upstairs and bring him down here and be in the room with you? And I was like, you know what, I would love that because I fucking miss Nala so much. She is like the most physical affection I get like on a daily basis. Like, I am touch starved, and I have been, I want to say, all my fucking life, honestly. And so I was like, yes, I would really love. And this dog is gigantic. He is the same size as me sitting down. He is big. His name is Rick. So he went and brought Rick down, and then the kinesiologist, one of the people that work there that does the movement stuff, she came in with the dog, and she just sat with me, and I'm petting the dog, and I'm getting so emotional petting this dog because I'm like, fuck, I really miss Nala. I just like really miss her. And so I started crying, and I'm like hyperventilating, and she was like, do you need me to go and get a yoga mat? I'll go get a yoga mat and some pillows, and you can lie on the floor, and sometimes lying on the floor is more helpful. So I was like, yeah, that would be helpful. So she went and got the yoga mats and set them up with a pillow on the floor, and then I laid down on the floor, and she came and covered me with the weighted blanket and just sat next to me, and I started bawling, man, because it made me realize that like I've never had like so many people spring into action to try and comfort me in that way when I'm crying. Like, I'm so used to, I'm first of all not even comfortable crying in front of most people. I will just lock myself in my room and cry and turn some music on so nobody can hear me. When I mean cry, I don't mean like just tears, I mean like weep, because I haven't really been shown the kind of care and affection that I give out to people when they cry. Like, that hasn't been given back to me. And I guess like being there in that moment and all of these people, like just trying to do what they can to like help me get through this moment was just like, oh my gosh, like I have always been the one to nurture other people when they're crying, like from the back rubs, what you need me to roll a joint, you need one of my pills, you need, and I just like have not been given that in return. And people just like have the assumption that like I do that because, oh, that's just who you are as a person, you're just such a nurturing person. And it's like, no, actually my mom was just actually very suicidal after my dad died and was like very vocal about it. And so I had to learn how to comfort her or she would kill herself. My brother was super outwardly emotional after my dad died to the point where they would take me out of class in school to comfort him. Like nobody was ever worried about me. And then I just carried that into adulthood that I have to be the one to comfort the people in my life when they are feeling emotional, but I just don't feel like that has been reciprocated for me. Granted, I have a lot of friends that aren't comfortable in those situations, but it's also like learn some fucking empathy at this point. After today, it just made me realize how little I've required from the people in my life, and I feel like a mix of like anger, a little bit of resentment, but mostly heartbreak that like these people don't even know me. I'm just a stranger to them. They don't know like what makes me comfortable, but they were still willing to try everything in their power to be there for me in that moment. And it was like, wow, I'm usually the one doing this, you know? I don't receive this. And it just made me realize that moving forward, I am demanding radical reciprocity from the people in my life. It's just not fair to me that I am always like nurturing to a fault and I am always trying to figure out what the people in my life need so that I can cater to those needs. I'm not fucking naturally nurturing. I had to be to survive. And I still feel like I'm doing the things that I had to do to survive, and that's kind of being taken for granted. And I just wept on that floor for a very long time. I was like, I can't believe that these people like give a fuck about me like this. She was like, if you need to hold hands, you know, just let me know and we can hold hands. And so we held hands. And I just cried while she held my hands. I'm just so tired of being like the nurturing one and the loving one and just feeling like I'm never going to get any of this in return, not to the same capacity that I give it. And I've just like accepted that. Up until today, I just like accepted that. Like I'm always going to be the one that gives more emotionally. I just know how to handle emotions better. I never had the chance. So it was just a lot for me being cared for in that way. And it was like for the first time I wasn't worried about, oh, am I making this person uncomfortable, am I holding them too tight, I was just like letting myself be and feel, and I didn't feel rushed. And I just told her, like, nobody's ever taken care of me like this when I cried. And that made me cry even more. It's so hard constantly giving things that you don't receive in return. And then she gave me a hug afterwards, and she was like, you know, they say that a good hug lasts at least 7 seconds, but this hug could last as long as you need it to. And she like rubbed my back, and I don't ever get back rubs when I cried, so that was a lot for me too. Like, that's, life is so unfair. So yeah. Stupid fucking alarm. Not going to the goddamn gym today. Moving forward, if you feel like you cannot comfort me in the same capacity that I comfort you, that is cool. Just don't expect it from me. And it sucks that it has to be that way, but I have to learn to be selfish so that I can get my needs met. And if you can't meet them, that's cool, but move out of the fucking way so that somebody that can has the space to. Oh. And after all that crying for about an hour, I felt a lot better, but now I'm just exhausted. This was a very heavy week. But I did it. I survived my first week of celebrity rehab. And that was day 4.